Welcome back, my Sneepies. Get ready with me while I answer your most asked questions about the 2026 Media Studies film opener. Let's go. First question, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? When it comes to the certain genre itself, we portrayed a young teen and suspense drama. And when it comes to comparing them to the standard conventions, they fit perfectly since in terms of young teen, the movie portrays a heartfelt feel-good movie using teens as the main characters, which causes for the conventions to be fitting since in most teen-based movies, it can be looked at being a feel-good movie with excitement and laughter surrounding it. Not only that, but when it comes to the suspense part of the convention, it can be said that it does not have as much as an impact or relevance in comparison to the young teen concept, as the suspense is portrayed in dialogues and towards the end of the film opener, but will be shown throughout the entire film itself. Our film represents a specific social group along with an unspoken issue. When it comes to the social group, the specifics are the gender, which are obviously female, the race being extremely diverse with 4 different ethnicities. By targeting young teenage girls and stretching to young adult women, we are giving the audience a sight of what they may empathize or even relate to. As well as when it comes to the issues in society, I can say that our film gives a little message about speaking up and finding comfort in others in order to help you. Like in the opener when Isabella has a secret that she couldn't even tell her close friends, it's something that a lot of girls can relate to, which causes people to realize that if you don't speak up, it can torture those who have to deal with the actions later on. The second question, how does your product engage with the audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? In my opinion, I think that our project will get the audience's attention through excitement and loveliness of the girls' friendship, which can let the audience reminisce on their close friends. The factor that would make people stay for the entire movie is the after fact of what will happen to the girls and to see how far their friendship will hold out given the circumstances of one of their friends dying, raising multiple questions which would only be answered if people continue to stay and watch. In order to get this movie out into the theaters, we would definitely have to make contracts and deals with the big publishers such as Regal, Film, and other media companies that would enjoy the film and give us the opportunity to promote and release the film for the public to see on the big screen. It would be produced through a big company with multiple live settings rather than sets, because to me, that's what also gives the purpose in our film, which is that it's as natural as it possibly can be without any major added factors. It would be distributed and marketed through companies' employers, as well as promoting it on social media through multiple pages, posters, and ads. For our third question, how did your production skills develop through the entire project? Before this project even started, I thought of myself as someone who is average at using a camera and who can do very basic, very chill editing. However, throughout this entire project, I've gotten more experience with using the physical camera as well as editing clips afterwards as well. I learned so much from this project, starting from the camera focus levels all the way to how to actually move it through. When we were working on the camera, there were ways we had to adjust the settings to either get it to focus or make the focus even sharper. Were there problems figuring this out? Yes. Did we figure it out? Yes. After going through the settings and taking time to figure out the focus, we were able to get the camera lens to the perfect type of focus level we needed. Like, who knew you could spend 30 plus minutes just focusing on a camera lens? Not only that, but the actual physical camera took us a lot of time to charge the batteries. We had to learn how to handle the camera properly, and that's also another thing that came into play when we had to edit. Another thing I learned was how to match up music to the timeline. While editing with the group, we knew that we were going to use the song as the cover to the entire opener. Knowing that, we didn't know where we should put it, when we should start it, and what lyrics we should use. These were all questions that caused us to think and put our brains together and figure it out. after multiple tries of matching up the music to the timeline, we were able to figure it out when we wanted it to start, when we wanted it to end, when we wanted it to fade, and when we wanted certain music to match up to the actions. We also had to add titles, obviously, for the credits, as well as changing saturation and the font color discovery. When it came to changing the saturation, we had to up it because we wanted the opener to feel more warm, more comforting, as well as when it came to adding titles with the font, we literally had to discover our font. I mean, we had to go into the color wheel and find our yellow font, which is a fun fact because most of the time you would get a font that would look close to what you wanted. And finally, for our fourth question, how do we integrate technology, software, hardware, and online in this project? First, by stating the absolute most obvious, when it comes to technology being a main factor of how this opener came to be, let's first name out all the devices that were used in this film opener to the greatest stretch. My MacBook was used to import and select all the takes from the camera. It was also used to display the dialogues when Ella needed it when she was recording. My MacBook was mainly the source when it came to importing the clips, which actually originally was my iPad, but we had a little problem with my iPad, so we had to move it over to my MacBook, which actually made the process of editing 20 times easier. The next technology item that we used for the opener was Ella's iPad. She was our holy grail. Well, not her. Well, her exactly, but not her exactly. Her iPad was the holy grail to our editing. Her iPad was used to edit and put together the entire film. I feel so bad for her storage because it was a lot, let me tell you. But yes, so her iPad was definitely used for the editing. At first, we did want to use my MacBook because I already had all the clips on it, but we definitely realized that the CapCut on the MacBook would just not be as well as it would on an iPad and not as easier. So we decided to switch over to her iPad to make our lives 20 times easier. And finally, we use a professional Sony video filming camera to record the entire opener containing all our bloopers and random takes. This definitely upped our game of the film opener by 20% by making all our clips high quality compared to camera quality. Not only that, but luckily the Sony camera did pick up audio, which wasn't needed, but we definitely did include it when we did. I think that overall, I loved the entire process. I think I learned so much, especially when it came to enhancing our opener, when it came to figuring out new things, when it came to fitting our genre into other genres and making it just like a surreal worldwide thing. When it came to anything and everything, the tiny details definitely did matter in this film. And I hope you guys did enjoy me answering your questions, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!